Hello, you wonderful human being. You welcome to the online GEIDAI Games Student Showcase. I'm Sean, believe it or not. I'm Day 9. You can see my name tag in the top right. And here's what's happening right now. So the Tokyo University of the Arts has a graduate school for film and new media. And there's a lot of programs around the country that focus on games that sort of have forked off of film and new media departments. And recently they started up the GEIDAI Games program. And let me just share a little bit of bias. I'm a huge fan of educational programs about games because I went to graduate school for interactive media. Where, you might say? At USC, the USC School of Cinematic Arts Interactive Media and Games Division, that has collaborated with GEIDAI over the years to produce a number of projects that we actually saw earlier on in this year in March. And like many people, or I should say like in many art programs, there tends to be an end of year or end of semester exhibition or showcase to kind of show off what students have been doing. But I don't know if you've seen, but there's a pandemic going on. So everyone's been trying to get a little bit creative and actually think of other alternative ways to showcase what people have been working on. And that's what this is. We're going to be taking a look at about 9 student games, and we're going to be just talking about them, showcasing them. This is the website where you can go to just to show a little bit of what this is. You can see on the homepage it has all sorts of information, both in Japanese and English. This was actually going on yesterday. It's Friday here in the States, but it's Saturday over in Tokyo, and look at this. Game streaming by Sean, Day 9, Plott. That's me. Oh, my name is right there. Oh. And also, spelled correctly. Thank you very much. For whatever reason, I'm often referred to as Day, parenthesis 9, and parenthesis. Amateurs. True professionalism right here, huh? And that's what we're going to be doing for the next 90 minutes, talking about the games and showcasing the website and all sorts of other things. So a little bit about how we're going to go through this. We're going to be looking at these games one at a time. I'm going to be talking about them, and if there's any point where you have a comment, a thought, a question, please feel free to ask, because I'm really interested not just in answering questions about the game itself, but about media programs in general, about games programs in general, about game development. I love talking about this stuff. So first, we shall quench our thirst. And start checking things out. So if you go to this website that's going to be in the comments in YouTube and is getting pasted in the chat by our wonderful mod Ghoststalker, you can explore around, read more about the program. You can look at the collaboration between GEIDAI and USC. You can even go to the game page and click upon any of the games that you're seeing us broadcast and play it yourself. They're all playable. In fact, most of what we're going to be looking at is in web. Now, some of the things that I wanted to talk about, Tokyo University of the Arts, incredibly prestigious university, has been around for over 100 years. And this is a sort of new, fresh game program that they're doing. And a lot of these, actually, I think 100% of these projects have been produced in under 6 months. And I am so impressed at that, because my projects that I took even up to a year to work on were nowhere near as good as some of these. So let's check out this first one, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Let me open up all of my notes. This is called Baby in the Cradle. This is an interactive animation designed to be a lullaby. My mother's cradle song guards me as my mother and I are born again at the end of the universe. Now, here's what's incredible about this. Because there is an experimental push towards all of the these projects, new media things like VR are a big component to this. We have some VR pieces to begin with. So this is a VR interactive animation. Are you ready? Okay, check this out. Oh yeah. And Ghoststalker, let me know how the audio is. Oh yes. Let me just give me one moment, because for some reason it's lagging a little bit. I think it's because I have like 40 projects open at the same time. Ah, terrific. All right, looks like it's looking good. Looks like it's looking good. We're going to pull the volume down just a pinch. Perfect. I opened up every single thing at the same time. And my computer didn't like that. But watch this. Come on, work with me, Chrome. Alright, you know what? I'm going to reload this page because too many things happening at the same time. Alright, let's close all these. Boom. No problem. We're just going to get this puppy refired up and kicked off. I want this to be smooth as butter, because if it's not, you won't get the full experience. Oh. Is it looking good? Excellent. It's looking good. All right, here we go. Baby in the cradle. Look at this. You see? Never lose faith in your pal Day 9. Now, here's something that I want to stress. You might be watching this and going, oh, cool. Is this a video animation? What is this little thing up here? This is the 360-degree view of what this is like in VR. Is that not insane? Look at this. Oh, yes. Now, again, if you want to watch this and experience it yourself, you can absolutely do that over on the website that we've linked in the chat. So let's follow around. And if there's anywhere in particular you want me to go, you let me know. Baby in the cradle. Oh. Whoops. Scrolling down. Not the right thing to do. Ah. Okay, wait, hold on. We got to adjust the camera. Perfect. Excellent. Now, this is this type of tech that, like, I did not even know existed. Scene, I believe video could do with slight reduction in audio. Julka, you got it, man. And what's amazing is that you can even look and see what's going on behind you. And this is the kind of interactive media that really does feel like the phrase interactive media. Like, a lot of times when people think of a games program, what they think about is maybe the traditional games that you see in AAA or in indie or in something like that. And they sort of imagine scaling that back. Maybe it's a smaller roguelike, or it's a smaller world, or something like this. But a lot of the projects that professors have students do really stress and emphasize pushing things to the limit and trying out new things. I mean, I think this is just a marvelous use of VR. Democratus says I could totally fall asleep to this, right? I feel like the description of it as a lullaby is just right. And I mean, this reminds me a lot of some of those early CG animations, like Beyond the Mind's Eye, where it's just this sort of stunning beauty that you haven't really seen before, but now we're actually just getting to interact and see it in all angles. And once again, I want to stress, this is made for VR. So if you were wearing this with a VR headset, you'd be able to look around at all these different angles. You wouldn't have to kind of WASD control the way through it. Mohan Jodorel says, experiencing this in VR seems like such a great experience. Right? Isn't it just a thing of beauty, man? Don't pause. If you click on the video on YouTube, it pauses it. So if I miss one of these buttons, we have to stop. By the way, for any of you curious, this is a banana for scale. All right, I'm looking down. I'm going to track the giraffe. So one of the established programs at the Graduate School of Film and New Media at the Tokyo University of the Arts, nailing the full names. An established program is the animations program. So a lot of these early projects that we're taking a look at stress animation as a key component to it. We see carrots and various animated deer as we're rolling by. Oh yes, look, and what do you see here? It's a long cat. It's a long cat, literally. And you know, I if any of you have ever watched me broadcast some linear style games, you know, where you can wander around every which way, I tend to just take so much time to just very slowly and very gradually make my way to every little nook and cranny that's going on. And what's kind of interesting about this is like an interactive animation where there's so much stuff going on. There's so many little Easter eggs. Hello. It makes you want to re-go through the same experience again and again and again and kind of like look at it from new angles. You know, like whenever there's a really complex scene in the movie, you want to like re-watch it and just zoom in on one particular angle. So I remember one of the professors at USC once upon a time told me the following, that if you're making a project and when you share it, people start throwing out suggestions of what you could do with it. Like, ooh, what if when I moved, my hands with a gestural control, this happened in the piece? What if you could actually steer? Things like this. If they're saying, what if I could blank with your project? It means they're engaged. So, part of one of the things that I wind up doing whenever I, play a project or even do one of my own play tests is I give the critiques, ooh, here's my concerns about this and this and this. But I found this just mesmerizing. Absolutely mesmerizing. And the imagery is not especially complicated, but it's just really, like, visceral and really delightful. Oh, is this the volcano? Oh, it is. It is a great and good holy volcano. Oh, we paused the video. We better keep this going. There wasn't non-stop movement. And I actually want to see something. If I pause the video, I can still navigate around while this is paused, too. This is a great way to really absorb stuff. Mr. Prodigious says this makes me happy. Right? Right? When we think games as consumers who are, drowned with advertisements and various suggestions from friends and party invite groups and all this, it's so easy to start to hone in on what you sort of unconsciously decided the definition of a game was, or the definition of an interactive experience was. Like, I'm very, 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 very goals-oriented. I'm a very competitive player with a lot of my games. But it's things like this that just suddenly make you think of a new perspective. Oh, look, this reminds me of the Outer Wilds. Uh-oh, is the black hole coming for me too? You know what? It's the most cheerful black hole ever. Let's let it happen. There it is. It's just a mermaid. Oh. The happy faces, you love to see it. You love to see it. Alright, now before we start to go on, any favorite imageries you've seen right now? The ever-expanding volcanoes up there. I did like Long Cat. Even simple things like the incredibly large carrot and the incredibly large banana. The music, too, I think just perfectly matches this sort of hazy, lazy feel to things. And as a general note, I will state that if you are at all interested in this kind of project, a lot of student showcases from a lot of different games universities share their student projects. A lot of them are super experimental in nature, like this. But I think this one is particularly well crafted. Look at this. Oh! Animations are really good. Yeah, aren't they? They're really... I want to call them really efficient animations. Whew. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that just marvelous? There's a couple things that I even want to talk about with respect to this. Also we're opening everything up right now. We're re-getting back all of the tabs we had to close because of the memory leak. But for VR in particular, Gosh, I'm really guilty of this. You know, when I think of VR, I think, well, that game I just played, how do I actually get that translated to VR? It's a kind of different exercise to say, what is VR actually useful for, good for? What makes it function properly? And I think this is one of the cleverest things, the idea of a sort of interactive piece where things are happening all around you, a full 360-degree animation. Excellent. All right. Well, let's see here. Mohenjordal says, is the game a play on a baby's mobile hanging above the cradle? Actually, I want to read this out loud because this was one of the things that was included in this. This is a VR piece designed to be played while sitting on a hammock. The hammock restricts the player's body movement. Babies are born into the world with limited abilities. This experience lets the player relive the wonders of coming into a new world. As a newborn baby, the player travels into different realms as the mother and the many beings watch over it. And you don't think like, hey, what's a good game to play in a hammock? This is. Let's go ahead and go to the games page because we're going to open up the next work. Now, this one is a little bit of a funny conundrum because it is a game called Public Bath. And it takes place in a public bathhouse. Now, at Twitch, you are not allowed to show any form of nudity, in particular the nipple. So, here is how we're going to showcase this work strategically, because it just has a darling animation style. If you go to the games page, you can totally check it out yourself. You can check it out by scrolling down and you'll see the link. We're going to move this WebGL player. Hitzel says this is where Sean cannot misclick. That's right. I still wanted to make sure that you got some of the adorable visuals of this. And let's turn on the audio. Can you hear this? Ah, yes. So we're going to look straight at the ceiling. Watch this. See? Now, below us is a public bathhouse. Now, if any of you are unfamiliar with bathhouses, really common, particularly in Asian countries. My brother that lives in South Korea loves going to them. There were times when I was really stressed and my brother suggested that I go to the public bathhouse just as a nice place to be around other people, to let the steam fill your nose, and to relax. And so, this is again a very animation-focused piece. There's tons of detail and sort of little darling elements, such as this cat, a very stylized, you got butterflies floating around. And again, I'm not going to pan the camera down. That's for you. That's the tease. Again, Twitch terms of service prevents us. We can even see some of the denizens if we see. There's the shower. Yeah, people just hanging out in the bathhouse. And you heard me talk a little bit about the. If you start with VR and you say, what can this capture, right? Not say, hey, what's a game that exists? Can we just slap VR on top of that puppy? No, this game instead, or I should say not this game, this interactive piece instead just tries to take a real stylization of animation and art style and recreate that emotional experience of just public bathing. And I think it's really, really delightfully done. I actually spent a good 20-30 minutes poking around, just kind of honing in on other weird, interesting little Easter eggs that were around. And if you actually pan the camera down, you can see your body. Mohenjodorel says, come on, Day 9, just a quick glance. Well, see, look, we're posting the website link into. We're posting the website link. You can even see the URL right up here. You can see all the little subtle animations of the steam and the sound and the people. And I like this little kitty up here and the single light that's above. All right. I'm going to move on to our next project. This one is called Welcome Back Home. Let's read a little bit about from the creator. Says, this is an animation game about one mother's daily routine. She takes care of her husband and children by completing the many tasks that await her every day, making her profession the managing of these endless chores from morning to night. The players get to experience them while enjoying some deviations from reality. Now, I remember when I read, you get to enjoy these with some deviations from reality, and I was a little bit like, what does that mean? What are deviations from reality? Don't worry, we got you covered. We got you covered here. Welcome back home. Welcome back home. Okay. So already, very nice menu page. Oh. Now, one of the things that I really appreciate about this piece in particular, when it comes to a lot of student projects compared to like fully released products and whatnot, I think it's an incredibly easy thing to look at maybe some of the graphical elements like the shaders, some of the simplicity of the things that are going on, and to kind of ask, where are you in the process? You know, like if I were, say, to look at the very first game that we checked out, Baby in the Cradle, as we're flying through VR. I mean, it's incredibly easy to say something like, some of the shaders maybe could have been spruced up. Oh, some of the lighting effects, some of these polygons are very simple. And a lot of times when you're trying to like build a full product, there's a ton of work that happens at that last polish stage that I feel like can make a product go from good to transcendently good. But coming up with that first little nugget, even if there's some simplistic art element, is actually remarkably challenging. And one thing I appreciate so much about Welcome Back Home is that it doesn't just have the nice nugget of the idea there. It also has just so much polish that, honestly, this is a game that feels like it is polish the game. Let's go in and hop in. I think I'm a fan of hand-drawn animations. Wait, there's no instructions. What do we do? Oh my gosh, the mama house is asleep. What happens if we place the school? Oh, the mother stressed about her child at school. Oh. What about vegetables? Yeah, all the vegetables napping with us together. What's the next one we do, huh? Should we take a shower? Should we take a shower like this? No, we're gonna take a bath. I'm literally gonna do every single one. All right. What about the backpack? What? It just doesn't understand why I'm doing this. All right. What about fire? Ah, you thought I was going to burn the house down. Why didn't you trust me? I mean, I would never do such thing. I just want to make sure the house can dream properly of cooking meat. All right, here we go. All right. Is it time to wake her up? I think so. All right. What are we doing? Now, I think the first thing we should do is we should just wash the pan, right? We just gotta... Once upon a time, someone said to me that one of the best ways to succeed in some particular field is to use a whole bunch of ideas from another field. And, I'm a very systems kind of game player, right? I like my roguelikes, my strategy games, my card games, stuff like this. And this is pure polish of animation. Very smooth, nice sound. What happens if I backpack it? Nothing. Okay, hopefully try to bathe it. Okay, cool. By the way, what happens if we check on what's happening at school? Uh-oh. And it's kind of funny when you think of the feedback loop, right? Again, if we're talking about like a systems game like a Dota, it's like when the player last hits, they get money, which is valuable for getting items to help them succeed at the game, which will make them want to last hit more, and you sort of have the victory as the focus. But this is like giggling is the focus. Okay, so let's... Oh yeah, look at it go. I think... what about the clock? Does this do anything? Alright, it's time to get up. Let's just go ahead and cook some veggies. Hello. They're gone! They're gone! Alright, we gotta heat it up. Now, it's kind of one of these funny things where this is as far as I have played in the game. This is the most that I have seen. I don't actually want to progress. You know what I mean? I want to see everything that happens. So, okay. What do you think is what lets us progress? All right, is it time to go to school? Uh-oh, I'm sorry, Mama House. Oh, we're stitching up the backpack. Can we take another bath? Ah! Alright, you're already awake, but notifications are a thing in this modern day and age. Julka says, how did they think of this? So creative, right? Like, it's like a really elegant representation, right? Like I know a lot of people that grew up where dad worked and the mom took care of the house. Represent the mom as the whole house and all the things going on with it. Is it vegetable time? Is it laundry time? Okay. Ah, here we go. We gotta go pick up the kiddo from school. Nice. Uh-oh. Why does the Mama House have trees for hand? J. Ryan Taylor? Because it's beautiful. Alright, how do you think I progress? How do you think we progress here? Okay, so this is not it. Well, we got the kiddo from home. Maybe we stitch up the backpack now? So the kid came home, we stitch up the backpack. Do we go to the school now? Or do we just keep bringing kids? Alright, nice. Time to cook the food for the kiddos. Oh! Antonio Husbandero has returned. J. Rantola says, oh my god, 3 kids. I fully trust that this is not just random children coming back to this house. Alright, so, really sweet, right? At the end of the day, the sun sets. Mom keeps cleaning. Shoutouts to all moms. Shoutouts to moms, yes. I mean, this entire game experience was very swift, very quick. And I do strongly feel like, well, you know how we have the 30-day projects coming up in, a few weeks. And one of the things that we stress so much with 30-day projects is you want to bite off a tiny, tiny, tiny chunk that you can chew and nail that. Again, the average gamer bear can say things like, I want to make an MMO that is the size of EVE Online, and I'm going to start by myself. And it's like, oh yeah, no, that's not going to, you're not going to make very far on that one. Whereas if you choose something that is very small and tiny and intimate in scale, and then you just polish the heck out of it, that's what this kind of piece is. It's like polish as gameplay, I'd almost say. So we're now going to take our first little intermission while we're loading up our next particular game here. This next one is called Rolling version 2.0. And I would love any sort of questions that some of you guys have about some of the projects that we've seen thus far, or about, say, games programs or media programs and so on and so forth. Any and all would be more than welcome. I'll take one of the questions that was asked earlier that I think is... Whoops. I clicked on the wrong video. Perfect. I think this is it. Excellent. Let's F11 this. So, Julka says, I just keep remembering that all these were made within 6 months and I can't get over it. I mean, it's just stunning. Yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible achievement, I think, to have made this in such a short period of time. Again, we're looking at some of the first-year works right now. First year, amazingly. First year. I made nothing of value until my second year. I think I may have told some of you I like this story. I'm gonna tell it again. That when I first got to USC, which again has some partner projects that we'll be checking out in a moment. When I got to my first year at USC, one of the very first things you're told is in your first game design course, you're going to make board games, right? Make board games. Because it requires no art assets, it requires no programming, it requires no audio. It's just the design of the thing. And one of the great first lessons from Tracy Fullerton, who totally kicks ass, who said, okay, take this game up the river. Where it's a game where you're fish, you're trying to swim up the river, and each turn the river keeps pushing you back until there's a waterfall at the end. And if you go off the waterfall, you're gone, you know. Take this game and do a variation of it. Make it, 80% this game, and redo, and do your version of it. Which I think is a great way to get started creatively, right? Because if you're writing music, you don't want to try to compose your first smash hit album, right? You want to try to just maybe do a variation on a song that you like to get used to the compositional process. And so that's something that, this board game piece was about. And my first board game was terrible. In fact, it was set up in such a complex way that it was so hard to understand how to succeed and move forward that 100% of people that played it lost. Like, literally nobody won, everybody frickin' lost. And, it was like so many valuable lessons. And I remember in my second year at USC, there was an emphasis on starting to do longer form projects that involved programming, using engines. We didn't use Unity. That was a very fresh new engine back in 2009 when I was in my program. But I worked in an engine called Torque to make stuff. And I think nowadays there's a lot of really nice tools. I was asking the GEIDAI Games program a little bit about the tools that were being used. They're mostly using Unity. In some animation installation projects, we use Open Frameworks they wrote, which is a C++ based programming environment. More recently, Touch Designer, which is great for interactive coding. There's a lot of really nice ways to get past some of those technical hurdles, which I think is really slick. All right. Let's move on to the next project. Let's head over to Rolling version 2. All right. This is going to be a brief video piece. This says, humans are teeny. Teeny beings, by the way. All the projects here. This is Rolling version 2 that we're looking at right now. Humans are teeny. Teeny beings can make big buildings so that they can put a bunch of themselves into it. When these big buildings surround us, we realize, again, how teeny we are. What would the world look like if we can jump over these buildings? To explore the town, the teeny being enters a sphere, and the shape helps to face these big buildings. So we're going to look at a video showcase of this. Let's load this puppy up. F11. Come in and hit the play button. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of those bendies. Now, before I even advance anymore, I know we have some professional game developers who are in our chat right now, and I'm actually going to kick off the sub mode for a little bit if any of you else want to come in and chat. I know we have a lot of professional game devs here in this channel viewing right now. This look of a lot of these elements, like the buildings and the sort of flat texturing on there, just the straightforwardness of the texturing of these lines and stuff like this. This is how a lot of AAA games look, remarkably close to release. Maybe a little too close for comfort. For some of the devs, maybe a little too close for comfort. But again, when you look at a project like this and you see some of the art, there's actually a whole lot of placeholder graphics that are there to sort of explore and test out this idea here. There it is, GEIDAI Games. I go out. Look up. The buildings are as tall as the sky. I'm practicing for my professional narrator reel. I want to see what's up there. How can I get there? Don't despair. How can I reach the top? Oh. Uh-oh. I somehow end up in a ball. Maybe this can take me. I'll bounce my way up. I'll bounce my way up. press space key. Now this is a video, and if I press the space key, it pauses the video. So this is, in the game you would press the space key, and again, if you want to download this game, it runs on Mac right now. You can go to the website again that's posted there. We're going to plug that one like crazy. So again, don't press the space key if you're watching a video. Press space again. Okay. Here's how to play, right? Whole bunch of instructions, no entry, oxygen boost, time added. So this is the world from inside of a sphere, nice lensing effect. And I don't know if any of you have ever, toyed around with some of those idea generator utilities. Where it's like, oh man, I'm feeling a little stuck. How can I come up with something interesting? You wind up hearing a lot of these kinds of things, and over the years when I was at USC or in various other programs. What is a nice idea generator? What if you took an environment that was familiar and made it unfamiliar somehow? So this concept piece is trying to take all the buildings and create basically sort of a platforming game on the roof of them. And, got to be careful because we are a sphere. If we hit those edges, we get launched off. Clipping through the wall a little bit, but, it's just a little polish down the road. And there's a time limit. Oh, God, 30 seconds to go. Get to the top. Dunna, dunna. And, of course, as an extraordinarily effective tease, you don't get to see the ending. You have to download the game yourself if you want to find out what happens. Woo. But we were just looking at the Welcome Back Home piece, and I was talking so much about how the Welcome Back Home really felt to me like polish as a game, right? It's just so deliciously, delightfully fun to just watch anything happen. That's the game. But if you were to look at the actual system component to the game, there's, of these, say, 6 or 7 things at the bottom, one of them advances, and the rest kind of have interesting things to view. It's very bare bones, very simple. And what I'm interested in about, rolling version 2 is it's a different control mechanism. You're rolling around in the sphere that has its various physics to it. There's tacks to pop at various oxygen. And so if I were working on a project like this, I would want to keep an extremely empty, almost artless prototype just to try to test and see and make sure that everything's working okay. And I will stress that all of these have been developed in under 6 months. Under 6 months. Now we're going to be checking out some of the projects that were done in collaboration between USC and the GEIDAI Games program. Let's see here. Ah, yes. Arigato, Ningen-san. Perfect. Terrific. I'm going to scroll down here. Oh, and I should note something. When you go to each of these pages, it has the name, has the students that worked on them, has various screenshots. It explains the background of the concept. Arigato Ningen-san is an interactive story game that explores the phenomenon of cute aggression. What does it mean? I'll be playing it in a sec. In this game, you have moved into a neighborhood where animals are in need of human affection. Your job is to find them and use touch gestures to satisfy their desires. All while learning about their personality and stories. Oh, okay. And so we can scroll down here, member profile, a little bit about the students themselves, the trailer, and there's the play the game. We're going to play the game. You may, if any of you were here for the USC Games Showcase, you may have seen this one too. All right. Made with Unity. USC Games, here it comes. Tokyo GEIDAI. I'm just gonna... Let's just zoom in a little bit. I was talking about this earlier with, like, efficient art. Obviously, there's art that you'd say is in prototype or early phase, and you're trying to, like, develop and flesh out something like this. But if you're actually trying to say, no, I'm actually trying to wrap up all the art, all the sound, all of everything, really stylized, simple, clean, lean art, so good. Right? What makes this art style, I think, succeed is the simplicity or excuse me, the smoothness of the color palette on top of a very simple set of line drawings. Read me? Yeah, I want to read me. If you're using a mouse and keyboard, hold Control to simulate pinch and zoom gestures. This is a game built for the iPad. Alright, so I'm supposed to be doing a little squeezies, but obviously I'm not streaming from an iPad. I'm not an amateur. And so in this particular circumstance, we're going to try to mock look through all that good stuff. Okay, back. Start. What are the settings? That's it. Just music and sound effects. You know what? I like this music. We're going to turn it up. Yeah, I can do what I want. They're my options. Excellent. Starting it away. It is time to find out what cute aggression is about. Oh, welcome to the neighborhood, Ningen-san. That's me. My name is Tori-san. I've come to ask you for help. The animals in our town are in need of love and affection. Please seek them out and offer your assistance. That's right. You know what? I think in these times where we're all sort of locked indoors so often, because I don't know if you heard, but there's a pandemic. I really do feel like someone coming over and giving me a pat on the head does feel like assistance. You know what I mean? Joka says this is very well polished. Yeah, there's a lot of really nice elements. I mean, obviously just the subtle movement here, but the signs when you click on them, they like tweak a little bit. SQT TV says this is wholesome. Dude, SQT, like every single project here is so wholesome. They're just so genuine. Now, go forth! Alright. Do you need help? No, I thought, did you want affection? I think I remember seeing Neko-chan walking in the streets. Oh! Brilliant little bit of polish. You love to see it. You know, there's something Mark Rosewater, the head designer of Magic the Gathering, said that I find is really kind of appropriate when it comes to smaller scale projects. Sometimes you need a hammer, right? When it comes to tutorialization and educating a player and trying to tell them what's up. Things like, before you hop into play, here's literally the instructions and here's a JPEG image that shows it. Okay, this is how it works. And if you don't read this, you won't know how to do anything. And then, as you're getting more polished, you do something like this, where I click on the bird and the bird gives me instructions. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, Dust Wizard. Oh, yeah, the public bath is adorable. It's just an adorable animation. She is the least shy of them all, yes. Great. So, I guess I go to the street? Oh. Alright, now imagine that I'm clicking and I'm swiping. Oh. Swiping Sean. Okay. Oh! Oh! Oh my god. Oh. Now, as someone who loves cats. Hello. Hi there. You must be Ningen-san. My name is Neko-chan. My favorite thing is to knead. Please knead me like dough. Now, you might be wondering, what does that mean? Well, if I drag, I can deform our darling Neko-chan. Alright, I can even pinch. Oh, stretch him out. Yeah! Oh! Oh, and you see the little hearts? Oh my gosh. Have you ever been having a day kind of like this? And then you want to be like this? Well, your pal Day9's got you. Alright, let me just, we're gonna... Oh yes. Look at that big kitty grin. Oh yes. Oh yes, alright. Oh, we can get the little, we get the little butt scratched. Oh, my cats love this. Oh yeah. Hey, look! It's my body in quarantine. I haven't been exercising enough. Alright, here we go. Yeah, And I mean, this is just so much work of just gentle, tender animations. Alright, hold on, let me squish this cat enough. Oh, he's such a good cat. Corpus says, how is this even made? Well, you can go to the GEIDAI Games Expo and learn more about its production process. Wow. I feel so soft and comfortable. Arigato, Ningen-san. Okay. Whoever did the audio for that cat meow. Audio, for any of you who don't know, audio in games is the thing that every game developer agrees is so important, and they hire at the last minute. I want to give a shout out to all the people that work on game audio. Thank you for your absolute, resolute wills in the face of tight deadlines. You're all amazing. And that Mew, we gotta give a nod to the Mew. Alright. Okay. We're on the lookout, huh? We're on the lookout for more little animals. Scrolling to the right. Should we go to the park? You know what? Let's push the boundaries of this, okay? Let's go home. I'll see what the bird has to say. Oh, look, it's Neko-chan. Hey! Look at that. Meow. Do you need help? I think Hebi-san and Usagi-san live in the park. They both like to keep to themselves. Not for long, little animals. Here I come. Alright. Go to the park. Oh, is that a bunny noise? You know, truth be told, I've never heard a bunny make a noise. I have no idea what a bunny sounds like. This is the first bunny noise I've ever heard. Hello, I suppose you are the new resident. My name is Usagi-san. I want to be rolled and squeezed like a stress ball. Rolled and squeezed like a stress ball? Okay. Alright, rolled. Yeah, roll it. Oh, what a good bunny. What a good bunny. And, what if I lift up and down? Do you not like this? I think if I stop, the bunny begins to get upset. What if I... Oh. Oh, look at the bunny, loves it. Okay, let's get some really... Oh, yes, it's another COVID Sean pose. Look at this. Let's actually pinch the nose. Let's see what happens. Oh. Oh, the rolling is my favorite. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna flatten the bunny. Cool. Oh my god, look, there's bits of the bunny ejecting into orbit. Look at that. The bunny's becoming superheated and is turning into a gaseous bunny. Oh, you hate to see it. Atomic Sheeple says, this is a 10 out of 10 for me, guys. I know, right? This is so great. Alright, let me just keep squeezing this guy and rolling back and forth. What a good bunny. Doing a good job. Look at all the hearts. You love it. You love to see it. The subtle change in colors in the background. Ah, what a good bunny. What a good bunny, Wani. You relieved the stress in my body. I hope I relieved yours as well. You know what, little bunny guy? You kind of just did. Barred Bell says, what did I just walk into? With no context, Barred Bell, I want you to tell me what you just walked into. Arigato, Ningen-san. We're going back. Alright. Alright. Uh-oh. Is it in the bush? No. Is it in this bush? Oh! Snake! Oh my gosh! I found the snake! Oh, hi there. My name is Hebi-san. Oh, with extra S's, if you could please release the knots in my body. Alright. You're grounded! Happy birthday to the ground! Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, alright. This is so pleasing. Oh, yes. Did you lose or win? No, we got the W for sure. Can you spell any letters? I right now, I have this. I can pull the tail back like that. I can tug on this side and flatten them. Alright, let's just get the knots out of this little snaky wakey. Ah, yes. Give essence. Yeah, Y-M-C-A. Yeah, it's fun to stay and go. All right. Oh, I forgot to control strength. Oh my god. I was enjoying myself and I removed all the knots. Condition of man. If you want to find out what happens if you use the control pinch and retract, you can go straight to the website. It runs in browser. I mean, you can see the URL at the top of the screen. You can go there right now. You can check it out. All right. I should visit you more often. That's right, my little snaky friend. Arigato ningen-san. Condition of man says, I am enthralled. Right? Alright. You know what? It's time to head into the city. Oh! 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 We're gonna save the dog for last. Oh, man. You ever have a week where you just wake up and feel like a squirrel on a balcony in the city? My name is Risu-chan. I always eat too much. You hate to see it, you know? You always do. You always do. We've all been there. We've all been there. Yeah, Ghosty, I see you typing in chat. Multiple zeros is so relatable. Yeah, I know. You know what? If I made a game, this is what it would be. It would be nothing but a bunch of squirrels going, I always eat too much, and just shaking their head no. And there's no mechanics. You just watch them shake your head no. I think this is probably a better execution by the team, but, you know, I'm just kind of sort of saying how I would have done it. Can you massage away my stomach pain? Oh, no, I have a lot of experience with this. Whenever I go, oh, it was too many tacos. Oh, boy. Oh, okay, let's do the pinches. Oh, yeah, can we make the barbell? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, a classic pear-shaped body. Oh, yes. All right, let's pull you back and forth. Oh, this poor guy. Oh, this is so awesome. Oh, look at his little butt. It's smushing out. Oh, look. Oh, yeah, because, like, you ever have a pet and you're petting them? And this is when the pet's sad, and then you get them right in the spot behind the ears, and they give you this one. They ever give you this face? What is even happening? We are massaging away some of the pain. White Neko Knight. Oh my gosh, the turning to plasma. Oh gosh, this is so nice. You know, there's a... excuse me, I may have to let out some gas. Oh my gosh, when I click, are we gonna let out the gas? Alright, everyone, crank up the audio. Get the volume going, okay? Perhaps I should visit after every meal. It's not... Little guy's not passing any gas. He's just going, That's it. Alright, I'm sorry. Turn it back down. Turn it back down. I'm sorry. I misled you. Alright, who's ready for a good dog? Oh. Hello, were you looking for me? What a good dog. Wow, my name is Inu-chan. I can't do tricks like the other dogs, but I can do something special. Please play with me and see. What is this dog made of? This is... Whoa! Oh! It can become like a cow dog. Oh, yeah. You love it. You love to see it. Dude, this and this. This is like Clayface from Batman level stretch. This is it. This is the it dog. Cradle says, my friend has a Shiba Inu. I can confirm they are 100% this stretchy in every way. Yes, what a good dog. Yeah, I'm gonna give him some of the good squeegees. Let's get the dumbbell. There's a pose in here that wow, that was fun. No one played with me like that before. You're my favorite play pal. Arigato ningen-san. All right. Uh-oh. We going home? Look at this. You did it! I never thought we would all be reunited like this again. Thank you for all your hard work. yeah. I need this music to play anytime I'm thinking. It'll make me feel very triumphant in all of my thoughts. Well, that was a lovely little experience, you know what I mean? You know, there's a good amount of discussion. Hold on. There we go. It's my time to speak. There's a lot of discussion in games about physicality, you know, like the all the ways in which, you know, how jumping and timing and platformers have a real physical feel. Like the animations can really make you feel the impact of a certain movement from your character and this sort of thing. And what I find terrific about this is there's something that just feels so deliciously playful. And I was like, whoa, let it go. I've never seen the, like, viscosity and the malleability of an object be even relevant in almost any game. Have any of you seen anything like this? Like, I mean, the funny thing is, it is a joy in and of itself. It's not like, Commander, you need to massage this dog using a touch screen on an iPad in order to defuse this bomb, right? There's none of that sort of thing in any game. Just was said, this game is certainly unique. Narna Lubat says this game was so beautiful, right? It was nice, clean, gentle, thoughtfully done. You love to see it. Oh yeah, are we gonna play some Rescue? Oh, we're gonna play our next game. Ah, excellent. All right, next game. Bam. Perfect. Let me head back to the games section. Let's go to. Is this where we're gonna see it? Yes, wonderful. So this is going to take me just an extra 30 seconds or so to set up, but if you go to home and you go to GEIDAI Cross USC, the collaboration, we just looked at Arigato Ningen-san right here. Next game we're going to be looking at is Step right here. I've actually downloaded it, and I'm going to fire this puppy up and make sure that the audio is cranked down so we don't blow out any of your ears. All right, I'm going to turn down the volume quite low, quite low. This is perfect. Okay. Axel Shock says, I feel sad that we can't play with the bird. Well, Axel Shock, I know it is quite challenging. So Step is an exploratory game. It says, Step is an exploration of being a game designer from our perspective and experiences. The project is an experimental endeavor that brings cross-culture human experiences to an interactive piece of our memories of what led us to become designers or what inspires us. And this project, to me, feels very similar to the Rolling version 2. It's kind of it's a really interesting thought piece. There's two of me. There we go. Jofu says most/all these were made in Unity. Yeah, I believe a bulk of these were made in Unity, and especially with the lighting, I can tell a lot of them. You know, I recognize a lot of the Unity lighting settings. So first of all, here we are. Let's see. Oh yes, nice articulation on the fingers. Oh yes. This is, by the way, what I look like whenever I really want to high-five someone after the big point in the game, and I can't find anyone to do so. Oh, man. But anyways, I will reference something from before that sometimes you got to use a hammer. If you're doing any sort of simple prototype piece, everyone has an object with a story. You cannot grab objects once the door opens. Oh. Press left click to grab. So I've picked a few of these. I can't remember. You know, does this object have a story? Does this object, if you get close enough to it, it glows? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you like that Fresnel shader there? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we have this door here. Can I do anything with this? No, it doesn't seem to open. Oh gosh. Well, how does it even work? Huh? Well, Now, as someone who is a big fan of Antechamber, let's do 3 objects, all right? Does this... If I pick up this object... Whoops, come on, give it to me. Come with me. Oh, a portal has appeared. Oh! One of the things that I think is so underdone in all sorts of interactive forms is surrealism, right? Like this, where I pick this up and then just like, oh, what? It's opened. Oh, I like that the hand stays open. So, what is it? What? What is this door doing open? Alright, hold on. I need to hit my buttons. And the door behind us, it shuts. Oh. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, what was that? What happened behind us? It's gone. Oh. And here we see the shoes on the ground. We see so many. Is this folded? This is one of two things. These are either very deliberately folded pieces of origami, or this is someone who's been weeping. Weeping, just mopping up their tears and crumpling the tissue on the table, because if you're really sobbing, you don't care to put it in the trash can. You drop it right there on the table. Boxes packed away. Did someone just move in? Did someone just move out? Oof. Painful view out the window, but a mere wall. And let's go up this... What's up here? Open up. Oh my god. Open up, please. Let me through. And we're back. Oh. And you know, I really like this sort of sentence that just kind of makes you think. Like, everyone has an object with a story. Like, you know, for instance, I think many of you know the story of this very famous object in my room, right? There's objects that are just functional, right? There's the chair that you sit in because you use the chair to sit in. But then there's a stuffed animal, which for any of you who saw my playthrough of Amnesia, oh yeah, this little buddy kept me company when I was shrieking at the top of my lungs. And it's kind of an interesting idea. Not just... Not just what is that story that's connected to that object, but also I love the depiction of which things stand out. It's a bucket because, you know, you'd play at the beach, have little sand castles. And wait, where'd that door go? Oh! It's gone in the sand. Oh! And look, it's our good friend Cradle hanging out, being huge. I don't know if this is how your memories work, but it absolutely is for mine, man. There's like things I remember vividly that are different and shifting and changing. Very nice, clean little vignette. And I really like the sort of surrealist exploration type aspects. Look at this egg. Look at the size of this egg. Look at this. Ah, I will crush every sandcastle. Yeah. Alright, heading back up. Wonder where the door leads. You called it. You definitely called it. And we're back. Cannot grab objects once the door opens. I think this is the last one that I want to take a look at. Yeah, I want to do a big 3. Chunk of Funk says, hey, wait a minute, isn't this just PT? This is PT if it were relaxing instead of horrifying. And I love the striking imagery of the primary colors. Looks really nice. And look, here, there it is. There's the plant. What up? What up? Can I pick this up? Can I just, like, throw this over here? Yeah. I really love when spaces have, like, a surrealism to them, right? And, like, again, really, really simple objects, right? This is not an extremely complex tree, right? You can actually just see the faces of the polygon there. This is like one continuous color with essentially limited shading on it. I mean, there's some changes in the hue from the shadows these leaves are casting. But it's the arrangement of it that feels really, really nice. It's the arrangement of the colors that really slaps. And we're just going to turn this corner. Oh. Let me in. And there's just like a lot of little tiny elements that I like about this one in terms of the surrealism aspect. You know, the fact that you walk upstairs only. They didn't have to do that. They could have made it. Audio glitches, potato elemental. There shouldn't be. You should be hearing the rustling of trees, though. You should be hearing the rustling of trees. If you're hearing the rustling of trees, then everything is working perfectly. If you're hearing my voice, I apologize for that. But you're supposed to hear my voice here at this channel. Anyways, you don't have to make the stairwells go up. You can just make it flat. But it's just like a nice little bit. It's a nice little touch. You don't have to make the sizes of these various objects so extreme, but it's just a little bit striking. It's a little striking, you know. And you know, there's obvious bits of polish that could exist, such as this hand is completely and totally still and whatnot, you know, or various other elements to the graphics components. But this is very similar to Rolling Version 2. This kind of communicates an idea. The companies go, ooh. It's the kind of prototype that I don't say to myself, like, it really needs X or Y or Z. We just go, ooh, you know, what if you added these kinds of things? It's nice. All right, let's go to this is one of our more traditional games we're going to be looking at. When I say traditional games, I mean like a gamey sort of game. We got the chance to see this one before, and I'm going to navigate to it in my downloads. Here we go. Rescue on Windows PC. For Windows, here we go. Okay, let me see if I do this nicely. Oh, before we go in there, we have some questions. And by the way, again, if any of you have any questions about game development or educational programs or so on, or the GEIDAI program, even though I didn't attend it, but I do know information about it. What do you think about games that take well-known game concepts like Agar.io and turn them to multiplayer, competitive or cooperative experiences? Is there value to them? Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that one of the really cool parts about games is people taking an idea from this game and an idea from this game and kind of merging them together. You know, like if you take Monster Train is a game we played here recently that took ideas from rogue building games like, not rogue building games, deck building games like Slay the Spire, and then took ideas from turn-based combat and kind of mushed them together. I think this is a terrific way to do exploration of sort of new concepts. So let's see if we can run this, and perfect. The next game is Rescue, which you can see written right there on the screen. Rescue is a 2D runner that takes place inside a tsunami-ruined city. You play as Rescue the squirrel and must save the city's squirrels from an upcoming tsunami. Rescue is a dystopian adventure about finding your way and never losing hope, even when Mother Nature feels at its worst. Oh no, there's us. We're the red squirrel. And we ate too much. We just need you to massage the stomach a little bit. Dun 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 dun. Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum bum bum. Going to town. Oh no, our little buddies. Oh, it's so horrifying. But it's okay. We're here to rescue everybody. I know. Look at this. Oh, watch this. Oh. For the next tsunami, let's crank it up, man. Me, nut, get, spit out into the hole. Save, fellow squirrels. Now, I want you to know, I might be the worst 2D runner player of all time, but we are still going to play this on air. We are still going to nail this run. Okay. All right, here we go. Rescue. I want to let you know right now, sounds so gentle and nice and... Uh-oh. Watch us go into the game. I gotta jump to get nuts, and I gotta spit nuts into holes. Here it comes. Alright, quickly jump. Oh, look at the ruined apocalyptic landscape. Jump. Oh, no, I fell into it. I am the worst. But wait, if I can hit spacebar and spit into the hole. Yes, it's a tree. Woo! Oh, I missed. Sorry, friends. Alright, I have 8 nuts collected. There's the waters. Water's riding. We need help. Boom. Perfect aim. All right. Incredible. Yeah. All right. How sick am I, huh? Yeah, this game is nuts. Terrible puns are not beyond me in the slightest. Let's go to the next stage. Here we go. Oh, we lost all of our nuts. Jump. Oh, I have to click inside the window. Oh, I skipped the entire stage. Never Alt-Tab. Never Alt-Tab if you're playing this game. Alright, I skipped the stage. Sorry to all the squirrels who are hoping to live in level 2. My apologies. Alright, get this. Alright, I need to stop landing in those. Oh, it's a trap! It tricked me! The game tricked me into jumping at the wrong time. Oh, I'm so bad. All the squirrels are appalled at my miserable aim. Oh, okay. Well, we gotta go to the next stage. Alright, we're gonna keep trying to hold strong. Oh gosh. Oh, Okay, W is up. Jump. Alright. Ooh. Please, for the love of God, land in the hole. Yes. Yes. Okay. Alright, goodness. Now, we can play again from the beginning. And you know, I want to do better, at least on the first stage. Okay. Alright, I might be horrible at this. Okay, so far so good. I'm so embarrassed, I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed, man. Everyone in the GEIDAI programs are just, their cheeks are red watching me try to save the squirrels. Sorry, squirrels. Oh, I'm nailing this segment, though. Spoke too soon. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, no. Alright. We're gonna pretend that I absolutely have 100% batting average. Let me just navigate to the page again. I will stress to all of you, fine human beings, okay? You can go to the rescue page, download it, right? There it is. You play the game right there. You too can play this game, but keep in mind, it's harder than it looks. And one of the things that I was completely incapable of speaking to as we were going through the back, one that I was completely incapable of performing during that entire process, was the fact that if you look at the background detail in the art, it's actually really high fidelity, particularly in that second level that I skipped right past. There's even a billboard with a squirrel in the marketing. And that's the attention to detail we like. For me, I will say some of the placement of the nuts was absolutely cruel. It was brutally, savagely cruel. I would try to jump and I would land perfectly in one of the holes and just be sitting there and feeling so embarrassed. Oh, that's okay, you know me. I like anything that is the Dark Souls of its genre. I think that that's the type of game that if I were going to be working on even more, there's a lot of different ways to expand upon the 2D runner genre, right? You can make it like way crazy longer levels, have different obstacles, different controls, all sorts of that, or all of that sort of stuff. And I think that it's highly underrated. I mean, we've been talking about this earlier on in the broadcast. I think it's very underrated creatively to just take an idea that's there and to do your version of it, because even if when you're playing it, there's a lot of familiarity to it, you learn a ton, and for your particular game, you can see ways that you, in particular, want to actually grow through it. Astrus Buzz, it seemed a bit hard to tell where the actual ground was on some levels, but I imagine it's easier to follow while playing it. Yeah, it's way easier to follow while playing it. Astrus Buzz says the art was phenomenal. Yeah. And this is something that I was talking about earlier as well. Hold on, I need to I need to hydrate myself. The quality of art in these prototypes is delightful. It's so nice. All of my prototypes art is garbage. I don't do anything that involves clever visuals. I want to have a red thing and a blue thing, and this red is like 25500 red, man. I think it's really lovely that there was considerable effort put into the polish and the art and the visuals. All right, let's take a look at our next game. Ah, yes, Poesis. Poesis, clicking on it. All right, this one, we're going to hop right into the game, and I'm going to start explaining stuff to you. Let's wait for the audio to begin. Ooh. Just wait. Just wait. Hold on. It's loading. Poesis. Made with Unity. Hold on, just wait. Yeah. You ever play a game that gets deep right off the background? Oh, right from the get-go. I want to read from Poesis, this prompt, a game where the player shares a network of thoughts, hopes, and dreams into a connected universe. The player would write their answers in this world while connecting to other people's statements so that they make a beautiful, surrealist poem. All right, what made you happy today? Twitch. Hold on, I think that hold on, I have to... I can't tell it how my day was. Are you kind to yourself? I won't let me say. I'm gonna refresh this. This is... Alright, let's load this up again. There we go. When I tabbed out, I think I broke the connection to the prompt. But this is the kind of game that's like, it's almost like an interactive art piece more so than a game. How was your day? Terrific. All right, I need your help. Elephants or dolphins? I know that this is a heated debate that happens. All right. I know. I'm not going to make this decision. I need you to help me. Elephants, great. Elephants was the first one that I saw from Hitzel. Elephants. What is your favorite animal? Now I want to note something. You'll note if I hold these buttons, as I'm looking around, there's little elements in space. Look at this. Hello. Now we're going to start answering a lot of things. Favorite animal? Cats. Now, when I first started to play this, cat. Or let me just put cat. How about that? Oh! What's that? I typed in cat. And look at that. Did it just create a cat in outer space for me? Did it just create an outer space crab? Look at this in this constellation. Oh! What did you have for breakfast? Well, I'm a tough guy. I had a protein shake, huh? Yeah? How do you think these biceps grew themselves, huh? Elephants or dolphins? You know. This again, I'm going to say elephant, right? We like the elephant. Oh, yeah, look at this. Oh, yeah, we got some elephant. Now, here's something. This'll blow your mind a little bit, okay? You know, let me actually just type dolphin for this. There's no such thing as a dolphin. Dolphin. Oh, are you taking care of yourself? Nope. Are you kind to yourself? Help me. Actually, what if I type help? Okay. Now, elephants or dolphin? You know, let me do cat. Let me print out another cat. What do you look like? Probably a potato, I think. Let's get more dolphins. Okay? What are your dreams? Help me out here. What are your dreams? What are your dreams? Potato again. This is great. Now, see, Dithnos says, I have no idea what's happening. Don't worry, I got you covered, Dithnos. I don't have you. You know what? Happiness. How about that? Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start holding the back button. And as I start holding the back button, we start traveling backwards. We start to see all these shapes emerge in space. And as we hover around some of these stars and these locations, will pop up based upon what our answers have been. If you start playing this for a while, and you start just populating the entire world with all these sorts of answers, what do you look like? What if I just said I look like a goat? Boom, there's a goat right there. You love to see it. Is this a Sean potato? This could be. Yeah, look. Right here. Look, this is terrific. See when I hover? Terrific. It does ray tracing out to these various locations that we've placed. And if you hold shift, you can go crazy fast. Oh, yes. How was your day? Wait, can I say down? My day was down. Elephants or dolphins? This game really wants me to make dolphins. I'm not going to do it. Ah! Okay. What are your dreams? Let's see. What are your dreams? Cake. Oh, yes, we made cake. How do you feel? I feel very soft because, you know, of all the eating. Elephants or dolphins? Definitely dolphins this time. How do you feel? I feel good. What made you happy today? Oh, Twitch chat. What did you have for breakfast? Coffee. What are your dreams? Oh, look at this. Oh, look, we have an ant and we have a bear. My dream is bear. So as you start just answering all sorts of these various prompts and questions, you kind of make this giant interactive constellation that you can travel through. And it will... Oh, what's this? Oh, look at that. Oh, look, is this happiness? Happiness was somewhere up here. And it's very meditative. Dock and Charge, this is the ultimate achievement game? Yeah, look, let's make a flower. Good. You kind to yourself? Flower. Did I make a flower? Oh, I did. Look, there it is. What do we look like? I still look like flower. Bam! There it is. Was it out here in the distance? Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah. Type in rope. How was your day? It was rope. I mean, I know I'm degenerating things a little bit here, but that's fine. Peel on back. Look at all my little guys. Oh, what's your favorite animal? Is it the chicken? Bam! There it is. Look at this. You love to see it. So, I mean, again, as a thought piece, right? There's clear limitations here, right? There is clearly not a lot of questions in the pipe, right? This game has asked me 6 times if I'm taking care of myself. And what I did is say yes 5 times and burst into tears on the 6th. Okay? But there's something really magical when you're not entirely sure when an object will pop up. Like, let's type any animal that we haven't seen yet. What about fish? Oh, there's a fish, right? Like, that is something that I love so much, right? This is like in the Mario, you hit down and you just get slurped right into the pipe, right? What are your dreams? Crab. Crab? Crab? Okay, it looks like there's no crabs. No crabs at all. What about penguin? And, you know, there's some glitches when it comes to how the ray tracing works, you know, like right up here. There's happiness is somewhere up here. Maybe. I can see it as more. Yeah, look, this up here. Good cat. There's a protein shake somewhere up in the... Look, there's potato, right? Up there is a cosmic potato. There's something really magical about typing something in, and seeing it pop up on the screen. I think that one of the... Well, I mean, obviously, I am a game streamer. I stream games. I talk about games. I work on games. And if you ever want to have a conversation with me, bring up games. But things like this that are interactive, navigable spaces, I think are just beautiful. I think they're just really sort of mesmerizing in a way that, I mean, it sort of goes against a lot of the hardcore system structure of like, welcome to this board game, here's how the pieces move, you have money and you can spend $4 a turn, it refreshes at the end, and you get to kind of see some interesting interactions from that. But with this, where like there's the surprise of like zooming back and like seeing all of space come into focus and seeing all these objects that are around. Oh, I mean, I like that. That's so cool. And I think that especially as technology with VR and how this is just running in WebGL, which is amazing, as that technology becomes easier to do, I think that there's just like a lot of room for people to decorate out these types of spaces. I mean, there's already been really interesting experiments, or even more straightforward things like in Minecraft, people like to build and influence the landscape around them. But the fact that this is done in a mysterious way, I think, is super, super tight. That was Poesis, and it looks like we have one more game that we're going to be showcasing. It's currently 11:26 in Tokyo. Hello, GEIDAI Games Program students. I hope you're enjoying my playthroughing as I populate space with all kinds of potatoes and bears. This has been such a treat to be heading through, and we have one more project to look at. Number 2 Ice Cream Shop. Let's take a peek at it. Number 2, yeah, there it is. Bam! And we're going to load up the game down here in a second. Kapow! Number 2 Ice Cream Shop. Alright. Uh-oh. It's already kind of cute. Here we go. Run game. Alright, it's loading up. System says, I'm in Tokyo but not part of this school. Hello. Hey, System, welcome. Terrific to see it. Alright, here we go. Here it is.
Wow! Jomushu.
Oh my god. Ooh. Oh yeah. And by the way, big shout out to the Thornton School of Music at USC. The right beats gonna absolutely set the stage. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't know you were gonna get a dance show, did you? But this is what you get when you compose those kinds of beats, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Credits, let's go ahead and just go to the credits first, because why not? I'm here for the animations. What up, Team Jomushu? From Joanna Myungli. Okay, Jomushu, I got it. Alright, who's ready? Who's ready? I hit start. Oh, it full screened. Get me out of here. Okay, this is me. Catch the ice cream. Ugh. I'm so sick at this. Watch this. Bam. Now, I gotta be a little careful, because trash is gonna fall. And I have to not get the trash. Wait, I realized I didn't read to you at all what this game was about. I didn't read the opening prompt. You have no context for what you're looking at right now. But that's me down there, and I'm trying to catch ice cream. I don't want to let any of the ice cream fall on the ground, okay? I don't want to let any of the ice cream fall on the ground. But the problem is, garbage also falls down. Okay, and I don't want to catch the garbage. Can you catch more? Is there going to be a moment for me to pause? We want... Oh no. I want some ice cream. Oh my gosh, there's 3 penguins stacked on top of each other wearing a trench coat. Alright, the game zooms out. That's garbage. You see it? It's a half-eaten apple. Here I am. Little tiny creature. Get there! Boom. When I first played this, I tried to cheat and make like a huge... Tried to make like a really huge, wide tower of ice cream, and it made the garbage unavoidable. I just collected all the garbage and I lost immediately, and I was like, so happy I wasn't broadcasting. Here we go. Ah, yes. Get there! Yeah! Sick! Ah! See that? Never gonna catch no garbage, not a chance. Ah, yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Oh! God, I am so ready to serve ice cream in real life. Ah! It's like reverse Tetris? Yeah, tell me about it, Jofu. I will get to level 3, which I've never done before. Yes! Yes! Ah! 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 Woo! What a rush! You know what I'm saying? Hey, NNN Maki says, thank you from GEIDAI. Hey, wonderful to have you here. Welcome. Welcome to my humble corner of the internet. Have you seen my kids? Oh, I want to eat an ice cream too. Don't you hate it when that happens? You're at the park, your kid wanders off, but you may as well just keep eating ice cream, you know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. All right, hold on. We're gonna strategically widen this. There we go. All right, this is it. Is this... Do I let... What? Am I supposed to... Oh my god! I don't want to let these mice fall. I think I'm willing to lose. Help. I mean, the game is saying ew, so I feel like I'm doing a bad job. Uh-oh. You know what? You know how I was saying that I was ready for a career in ice cream? Truth be told, I actually think... I think I look like an idiot right now. I think this is a little bit... I mean, I can't even navigate... I mean, I couldn't avoid this guy if I wanted. Okay, that was bad to do. Okay, I've learned. I have learned that was incorrect. I mean, I think maybe a little bit of extra notificationing. You know, maybe there's a chance I can like reach up and pull a little mouse out and like throw it out of the ice cream. I don't know. But you know, I think that if there's one thing that I am impressed with in all of these projects is just the amount of adorable polish that's there. Yeah, I'm playing again. I want to... Alright. Oh, no. Okay, this is good. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna play this game forever unless I make myself stop. Okay, I gotta restart this thing. Okay, I gotta... okay. Whew. Oh, whew. Okay, we managed to escape. Okay, let's come back to... Alright, bam! There it is. Number 2 ice cream shop, Jomushu. So, To recap. Oh, don't show me! Oh, God, there is nothing that haunts a streamer more than seeing themselves. Oh, I apologize for having 2 of me on the screen at the same time. Oh, okay, alright. Oh. But, couple of things. Couple of items of business. First of all, this was the GEIDAI Games student showcase that was unable to happen in person for a proper in-person exhibition, so we're doing it online, and it has been such a treat to get the chance to play through some of these student games. I hope all the students from GEIDAI keep making games and keep going. Across the board, I really loved how so many of these games had just brilliant little tiny bits of polish and charm put in there that, I mean, hell, even the last game we were looking at, number 2 Ice Cream Shop, going to the credits page was joyful. I loved that. I also loved how many interesting explorations there were in interactive spaces, such as our first one, Baby in the Cradle. Loved going through and just getting a chance to look around everywhere. Poesis, excuse me, there's no R in it. I brought that. I lied, there is no Poesis. Yeah, I just love the sort of interactive space component to it, and also a lot of the surrealism that existed in a lot of the games. There's also, gosh, I just can't stress how much I love Arigato Ninjan-san just manipulating my little creatures. And having the animals thank me, and just being adorable warms my heart. I want to say this to all the GEIDAI students, but also anyone who's interested in doing games projects, to just keep trying to experiment and try out new ideas, and if you're not feeling it, wrap the idea up in a week and start a new thing. Every single, project and work doesn't have to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and I cannot stress how impressed I am with the controlled scope of so many of these projects. They picked like 1 or 2 things and just did them so well. VT Catguard is saying exactly what I'm thinking. I can't believe the quality of these games for only 6 months. Truly impressive. Yeah, right? I mean, I feel like some of the things that I got to see in action were the existence of Easter eggs. I feel like commonly is thought of as if you have a huge game, here's a little tiny hidden nugget there. I mean, Welcome Back Home is almost nothing but Easter eggs. And it's such a delight. Like, all those little elements polished were wonderful. We got the chance to play through some of these GEIDAI student games. They are a games program, fresh and new at the Graduate School of Film and New Media at the Tokyo University of the Arts, one of the longest standing educational institutions in all Japan. The games that we got the chance to see, you can check out here, the ones that were a collaboration between the GEIDAI program as well as my alma mater, USC. I went to the USC Games program. Yeah. Also, you can see the games themselves, the first year works, the affiliated ones, also the collaborations and the USC projects themselves. You can even learn more about the games course by clicking on that top right button, and it loads up. Boom. And if any of you are interested in what this kind of program is, I would encourage you to check it out. And also, if you don't happen to live in Japan, you're just looking for something more local, there's a whole lot of emerging games programs happening, and I am always thrilled at the chance to look at student projects. So for any programs out there that are interested in sharing student projects, my name's Day 9. Hi, I'm Sean. I do a stream. But no, we'd be happy to check them out. And I think that there's been a number of questions. I saw Jofu in chat asking about this earlier, and I'll sort of answer it in one big lump, which is that what's the best way to get into making games? How do you get into it? And I want to just give some orderings of things for any of you that are interested in this, because I think that if you play a AAA game, you're like, oh, that's amazing, how do I start? Oh, and it can feel kind of intimidating. And then if you see one of these student projects, I mean, hell, the ones that we looked at today were pretty damn polished. Like, whoa, you look at that and you're also like, oh, how do I do one of those, right? What's the path to get from, I haven't done anything to here, and then from here to, working on a larger project? I think the first thing I'd recommend to anyone, start making board games. Just start making them and make little thoughts. Don't try to make a big game. Try to make a tiny thought, a nugget that you think is interesting. And I'm going to be stressing that a lot in the next few minutes, right? Make just a little tiny thought and just play it against a friend for 2-3 minutes and see if it feels good. For instance, maybe some interesting dice rolling movement mechanic. Or maybe you've taken a board game, as we were talking about earlier, and you've copied it, but adjusted some of the mechanics. You kind of get to see how it plays out. This will immediately give you a sense that your expectations of how your ideas will feel are never how it turns out. USC pummels into your head right away. Playtest, playtest, playtest. And playtesting is a huge part of any games program, right? Playtesting, you start to get a feel of oh, here's where my intuitions are wrong, and here's where my intuitions that I thought were maybe correct actually are correct, and that's really good. And once you move on to that, if you're starting to try to get into something like working with an engine, Unity, Unreal, there's tons of engines out there that also have lots of support material. And if you're starting off, just follow along with some tutorials and just get used to it. And I think that after you've gotten some comfort there, these games that we saw from the GEIDAI Games program are just perfect examples of the types of projects that you should aspire to work on. One step before working on those, try to just come up with a game that you think you can get done with in 2 weeks. No more. Just 2-week game. Then work yourself up to making a couple of 2-week games, and then a couple of 1-month games. And after you have a couple of those under your belt, again, each one just exploring some nugget, some thought, some idea, then you can actually start maybe working with some other people and produce something like what you've seen here. And really, if you're starting to make projects like this, you will just get the sense of how developing a game functions, right? You'll just get a sense for how it functions. And from there, I mean, if you can start just creating prototypes and having them as a giant resume, a giant portfolio of works, that's always a huge win if you're interested in getting into games. And so with that, I think this is going to be wrapping up of the showcase. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask me right now. I will leave in 60 seconds if there's no questions. But I like talking, as you can tell. And then Moxie says, thank you for the meaningful advice and comments for students from GEIDAI. Oh my gosh, it was such a treat. It was such an honor to get to play them. That's so great. And I mean, I would even encourage many of you to try out something more experimental, something that you might not even feel like it's a game. I don't know, what does it feel like to walk around in a space like this? I actually, one of my favorite projects that I did at USC was, it wasn't a game. It was, I took the ground, and I always hated how when I moved around in my dreams, I never felt like I had any stability. So I had a first-person camera where when you moved around, the terrain would deform in various ways depending upon where and how you were moving. And it was really weirdly satisfying. There's nothing to do, and I remember I brought it into a class, and I was like, hey guys, I made this weird, the ground's unstable and the world doesn't stay positioned normally. And it was just like, I wonder if I could do something with that. No gameplay, no goal, just moving around. It was really great. Let's see here. Some of the questions, this is terrific. Murdy123 says, how big are the teams that work on games of this size? Great question. Well, because I'm going to plug this website 1,000 times. If you say go to one of these projects, you can just click on any one of them. Let's click on Rescue. And you can see the team members. All right, Rescue was made by 4 people. That's it. Poesis, how many people worked on Poesis? It was made by 3 people. I would say all of these look like 6 or less. And especially just incredible that these were produced in under 6 months. It's just spectacular. Ixie Zelt says, was there anything particularly surprising about the game development process? Short answer, yes. I think the biggest thing that is a surprise from the biggest thing that's a surprise for almost any student who's working or any game dev who's sort of new in the process is how important it is to get something that's playable right away because of how wrong your thought process is so often. Here's an example, right? I had some really physicsy platformer that I wanted to make, that I was going to make all these really crazy cool mechanisms for, right? So it would feel, instead of a platformer like Mario that's very jump and dodge stuff, there'd be all sorts of objects you could shoot steam at them to manipulate them and all this kind of thing. Now, as someone who is 34 and not 20, what I would do is note, okay, so that's a general vision. Let's stop thinking about that. Let's just get movement to feel good. Let's just do that. Okay, once that's done, what's the next step that I want to feel good? Because what I wound up doing when I was 20 is I built this whole thing with all these different mechanisms, and the movement felt weird, and immediately I saw that nothing else mattered. Nothing else mattered at all. So I had to redo the movement, and when I redid the movement to where it felt good, 5 of the things that I'd made sucked because they didn't make any sense with the way that the new movement worked. And I think that you will hear, you gotta iterate, you gotta just test quickly so you can throw out the ideas really fast. And you think to yourself, yeah, I don't know, that totally makes sense. But in your head you think, I'm going to make these 5 mechanisms and the platforming, and then I'll have to work on all of them. What you don't think is, I'm going to make the platforming and these 5 mechanisms, and 4 of the 5 will be deleted from the game permanently. It's very weird to make something where I think this is cool, and then you go, oh, it isn't. And I think that's kind of a really interesting and stark feeling. But if I'm going to compare it to playing of games, because we're all game players here, when you're playing games, you'll say to yourself, here's a cool strategy that I think is going to work, and then you lose and you go, okay, that didn't work, and then you adjust your strategy, and you don't think of getting better at the game as sticking to this one strategy. You think of it as learning what works and what doesn't, until the end result is maybe just 5% of your gameplay ideas that have made it to your good strat, and the 95% that gets thrown away. It's just like that. And you can imagine that if there was someone who was saying, hey, I really want to get good at StarCraft, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a 200-page document of all the different things that I'm going to do, all the different considerations. You'd go, no, dude, just start playing. Just start playing. Just start doing stuff. So I think that, like, because of that starkness of that, like, holy shit, all my ideas, I'm going to throw all of them out. If I'm working on anything, this isn't just games. I learned this from working on games, but, like, all the stuff I do here at Day 9 TV, all the weird interactive projects we've done here where we involve, a bunch of people playing games like The Gauntlet or Straits of Danger, stuff like this. And all of these, I go, okay, here's the vision of where I want to get to, and I make sure I have a good feeling about what this is and kind of a good sense of it. But then I don't do any details. I just go, okay, what's therefore the simplest step towards this? Okay, that's good. What's the next simplest step? What's the next simplest step? And about 90-95% of stuff that gets made gets tossed out. And I sort of like the description from, I think it was Ira Glass, who was talking about you want to be someone who produces and then has good taste about what was produced. You don't want to be someone that produces good stuff. You want to just be someone that produces lots and lots and lots of stuff, so you can go, that's bad, that's okay, that's interesting, that's bad, this is really good, that's bad. And it's how do you actually get the output out. And Craig says, any advice you would give to these students if they were looking to continue to develop these projects further? I'm trying to think of the, let's see, what's a general one? What's the general? Okay, so there's a couple of bits of advice I would give to a student or to someone who, say, worked on a prototype that they feel good about. That I feel like the first mistakey that you can makey is wanting to add more different systems. It's wanting to add more different systems. So, for instance, if we... What's one of the games that we can pick from here today? I'm actually going to do a more generic example because I feel like this will make sense. If you're playing a card game, maybe you have 3 different types of cards, but maybe you also want to add in an extra type of resource into the game to add more complexity, right? And then you add in a different type of deck. So you have 2 decks. You have 2 decks that you're battling with. You start to add in more ideas that could each individually help generate content. I think that when it comes to a prototype that's good, I cannot overstate how much mileage you get out of adding more content, adding more polish, adding more content, adding more polish. If we take Rescue, for instance, you can just take Rescue, polish up the animations, add more levels, add different types of obstacles, adjust the camera angle in ways that you think will feel better on different devices. Polish even more, add on some more levels, add a different mode that's the same kind of game but like an infinite run or something like this. I think if you were to do the danger is when you have a pretty good mechanic and you don't explore its depth and richness, because a lot of that stuff's free. The hard part is coming up with the base set of stuff. The easy part is like extending it a lot. Or if I take Baby in the Cradle, right? Like that was beautiful to look around in. You can make it longer. You can add more different visual nuggets. You can increase the fidelity. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to just polish and extend it. Just add more content to it. To take it from a 10-minute experience to maybe 5 10-minute experiences. So you can get a different sort of visual. Or maybe there's something that is... that changes from run to run to run to run. But when it comes to, adding more systems, if you started to want to make the entire landscape manipulable by the VR person's movements and what they were doing, that's starting to actually change it instead of adding to it, if you know what I mean. So And I want to stress, as someone who really likes systemy games, I'm not necessarily saying that adding more systems and complexity is strictly bad, but rather I'm saying that you can add polish and content much more easily and get way more out of it than you think when compared to system stuff. And the example I'll use is Straits of Danger, because we learned this pretty... we sort of expected this to be the case, but again, it's sort of surprising to see it in action. So for any of you who don't know what Straits of Danger is, it is, I'll make it as simple as possible. It is a bunch of people navigating a ship through an obstacle course. And everyone can participate in the navigation, so it's very chaotic. So what are some of the sort of systemy elements we wanted to add in here? Physicsy things like bumpers. Physicsy things like... what are some other physicsy things? Like wind that can push your ship and steer it out of the way. There's mines that you can bump into that deal damage to the ship. There's electric walls that you can bump into to deal damage to the ship. And then I think the last thing was there's targets. The ship has a little gun, it shoots at the targets and it'll open up gates. Now, that's like 5 things that I just said. Right? Bumpers, wind, walls, mines, and targets. And once we had those 5, it's really easy to start to think of more things. Ooh, what if there were rockets? That was kind of like mines that move. What if there was like a pinball flipper? What if there was... And then so on and so on and so on and so on. But instead of actually trying to come up with more little widgets that would be fun to interact with, we just got like an hour of a course, like an hour-long obstacle course, just by experimenting and playing with different versions of that. Like, you first just do some basic navigation, and then there's some wind and an electric wall, and then there's some bumpers, and then there's bumpers by a target, and then there's mines and an electric wall that's moving by a bumper, and it's just variations on the same thing that feel so different, even though it's kind of the same stuff. I think that, you can milk a lot of that more than you might want to give it credit for. I also think that... there's something to be said in games for having a big low period. Like, for instance, if you are making a platformer, there's that period where you're going from area A to area B. You can actually make there be like a 30-second walk between those areas, and it'll feel like a moment of breath, If I think, again, I'm going to take Baby in the Cradle because it's so different than the kind of stuff I make. In that game, or in that interactive animation, there's a lot of stuff going on and there's a lot of change. And there could, I don't know if any of the developers felt this way or any of the students felt this way, but there can be a pressure sometimes to just keep putting in new stuff, more stuff, more stuff, more stuff, when sometimes, there's like a rise and then a fall, and there's like less elements. Actually, just having white space and breathing room and some repetition actually goes a long way. So let's take one more. Who wants the final question? Who wants the final question? Oh. And I'll just note this one from Sickles, who's asking the best way for non-CS students to get into game development. I actually talked about this right here maybe 20-25 minutes ago. So if you rewind back to when I'm just burbling on this screen, you'll get some... Actually, I think I was on this screen. So, there's no more questions, which means that I answered everything to sheer perfection. Well, once again, thank you so much to USC, who helped put me in touch with GEIDAI for this game's showcase. This is a perfect final question. Craig says, elephants or dolphins? Elephants. That'll do. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks again, USC, for putting me in touch with GEIDAI. Thanks to the GEIDAI students for giving me the chance to play through these games, to the professors for meeting up with me and helping put all this together, and putting this wonderful website as just a great resource for people to check out student projects. And with that, I am now going to go eat dinner, and it will be tacos. Good night, everyone.